Questions on graphs, example number 6. So you're asked in this part of the question, find the value of x for which f of x is greater than 0. F of x, or where y is greater than 0, or where our graph is greater than 0. Okay, so where our y values are positive. So if you look here, our graph is positive here. So that's the first place it's positive, and because it's greater than 0, we only take values greater than -1. So our range will be x is greater than -1 and x is less than 1. Now if we look across, we can also see that our graph is above the x-axis, or our y values are positive also over here, and it would be x, because it's greater than 0, x is going to be greater than 3. It can't be equal to, because it was equal to 3, x would also be equal to 0, and we're just talking about greater than 0, and x is going to be less than or equal to 4, less than or equal to 4. Now for part 2 of the question, you're asked for f of x less than 0. So you're looking for where your curve is below the x-axis, or your y values are negative. So it's here and it's over here. So our first range here is going to be x, which is going to be greater than or equal to -2. So our x values are going to be bigger than or equal to -2, because at -2 the curve is also less than 0, so that's why you can include equal to, or and also x is going to be less than 1. And we have another range we're talking about where it's less than 0. So over here, it's x is going to be greater than 1 and x is going to be less than 3. Now in example number 7, you're given two functions. One is a cubic function or a curve, and the other happens to be a line. And you're asked a few questions, and one of them is, where is f of x equal to g of x? So f of x is the curve, g of x is the line. So if you look here at your line, where does your line and your curve intersect? So if you just draw your line, go to where they intersect and go down to the x-axis. So they intersect at 0.4, at 1.4 and at 3.1. Okay, so x equal to 0.4, x equal to 1.4 and x equal to 3.1. Now in part 2, where is f of x less than or equal to g of x? So reminding yourself again that f of x is the curve, g of x is the line. So where is the curve below the line? So here's our line, so the curve is below the line here. So it's a range again, and it is between x is greater than or equal to -1, and we include the equal to because even beyond the -1 and at -1 the curve is below the line, and is less than or equal to 0.4. So where's the curve below the line? So there's one of them, and here's another range here. So between 1.4 and between 3.1. So x is going to be greater than or equal to 1.4 and less than or equal to 3.1.